coming up. Mondays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Four.
Feed by four.
Mo Sports Talk. We want to shout out to our news correspondent, BMO, reading all the Steve Francis literature. Hey, are you allowed? Are there? I don't see comment sections in the Players Tribute because they know, right?
Nah,
They
I
know.
don't think they want that fight.
Okay.
I like to see one on Ricky Davis.
I want to know what was going through his mind when he shot it at his own goal to get a rebound.
I
To try to
wanna
get
know.
that triple double.
But they counted though.
No, when he went on live
They
TV when he told everybody when they drafted LeBron, well, he's just gonna be a part of my team.
Yes. Hey,
Yeah.
It was his squad though, wasn't it?
Bro, yeah. Okay.
Before he got there.
We'll have a couple of NBA news and notes coming up. But first, BMO and I were in the bowels of the Star. Is it the Ford Center? The Star at the Ford Center?
The Ford Center.
The Ford Center.
Tell me how they look to you. Like, what's it?
Well, this is our second time going. We went to see Big 12 -2 Media Day back in August of 2017, but this was an entirely new look. The Pro Shop looking festive as usual. Young lords in there checking out the newest Cleties from Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Also, 8 high schools now in Frisco.
Yeah.
With some real clean Nike looks as well. So the Star picking up real good. I see an Omni Hotel. Saw a couple of other high-tone places where you eat out on the balcony with, fires and stuff going.
And what was the cheapest restaurant out there?
Cane's. Cane's has to be
was the cheapest restaurant out there.
Cane's has to be the cheapest joint there. Okay.
Oh yeah, out there in Frisco.
No, I'm talking about at that particular part of the facility. So, shout out to the walk that I had to take to get my media passes. Okay.
Is it worse than TCU?
Nothing worse than TCU.
Remember when you went to TCU that time by ourselves? It was 100 degrees. We had on slacks.
Well, we were, and plus we were arrogant enough to not use the map to be like, here we are, because we went around in circle. But no, this one was because when she said walk past the Omni, go left, and then
blue double doors,
and then
like,
walk
what?
down the street till you see blue double doors. Yeah, exactly.
Like, what?
Security was top notch, I think. But what was more interesting was what was in the bowels and how they had the court set up. So, as you know, there is a regulation-sized football field inside of the Star, the Ford Center, and it is mainly for high school football use, in addition to being the Cowboys' practice facility, of course. So they basically half the field up at the 50-yard line, and sideline to sideline were the courts. Okay, we had bleachers on one side.
Bleachers?
Yeah, bleachers too. And
these stupid bleachers.
Yes, that's the new phrase.
Yeah.
And then we had another set of grandstands that were put together, and somebody had to unfold those chairs. Who's the one that had to unfold and then fold all of them chairs? Okay.
Cletus.
It probably was Cletus. And shout out to Cletus, who did not know where the media center was or the media table. Matter of fact, it was courtside. I'll let BMO talk about Wednesday and Thursday because he was there for the opening rounds, as we will call that, the Facebook rounds. But we were both in attendance on Saturday night to watch Western Kentucky, home of Courtney Lee. Any other NBA alums from Western Kentucky currently we can name?
No.
All right.
How would I Google it?
Against the Marshall Thundering Herd of Jason White Chocolate Williams fame.
Yep.
Also of Billy Donovan fame, as he made the first of his 3 coaching stops along the way. So, as far as the game goes, the game was competitive. The rare team ending on an 11-0 run that still lost the game, as Western Kentucky did. Marshall will be in their first NCAA tournament since 1987. Shout out to Carter Blackburn. Shout out to Pete Gillen, former Virginia coach, former Providence Friars coach, former Xavier coach, I think, who were doing the play-by-play as yours truly and his main man sat directly behind them. Game faces were afoot, boys and girls. What else did I see, B-Mo?
Well, let me just go ahead and just say Wednesday and Thursday real quick about the court setup and us finding the entrance and everything move. as far as like how the court setup was go, of course they had court A and court B. And so when you walk in, you walk downstairs, they had games going on simultaneously, which that's fine and all, that's cool, but at the same time, you're separating all the outside noise with one big black apron. That's the only thing that was separating everything. So
somebody running the apron as well.
So you're here,
Out of bounds.
you're here whistles blown from both ends of the court, which the buzzer sounded like a car horn, by the way. So
Somebody was in that car.
So games on court B was being confused with games with court A because that buzzer goes off, players were stopping and looking around.
Is
like,
that cheating?
I mean, well,
Because if you're able to like go watch somebody play, like live, and then you can go watch the coach call plays, or
I mean, I don't think it's like cheating per se. Like they didn't really have like other teams after like looking at games like that. They just had just the fans and stuff. Just they didn't have other teams just sitting there watching games like that because I don't think that would be cool if you're gonna be playing them in a tournament like next or like the next day and stuff like that. And so the buzzer confusion was going on. Like the apron thing kind of bothered me because like you could have got like some kind of like solid wall or something or anything to just separate that. And yes, on court B, Dave, they had the same thing. Cause you know you didn't come to like that Saturday, but they had like one side had the bleachers and the other side had seats. So, you know, people in attendance. Jason Terry, he was there at the game. Him and his crew had on red, by the way, and one of his
whoa,
Yeah.
that's backwards.
Yep. And so had his daughter, had his family and stuff. Like I think one of his like younger cousins or nieces, she was a power forward for UAB, and so he was going for them.
Maybe that's why you
No.
They color like green and gold, I think.
Yeah, the color was like green and gold, but he was cheering for UAB. So, while that game was going on, I also said that Wednesday, Russell Maryland and Antonio Dorsett was in attendance, and they sat front row. Get a hey, I'm here. The good old wave and stuff like that. Then after that, they even left before the first half of the game, so they didn't really stay long. As far as like the press box goes, not really a good job with that because you couldn't even see both games simultaneously because how the press box is it's set up right there. It's set up right there in front of court A. It's like that's all you seeing. You even try to look at court B games, that big old black apron is just separating everything, so you can't even see nothing from that. A lot of space in between the courts. Like I'm talking about, like as kids, how you just race around and run around and stuff like that.
So like the 2K gym when you get Jamal playing, it was like the open run gym. It's like most games going on.
Last night y'all was there running and shoot with two different courts.
Hey man, hey move, big Luceno. Like that's how much it reminded me of. I mean, like it was not a bad idea to have two games going on at the same time.
It smelled like big Luceno.
But you had to find a way to separate the noise from each court. So championship game was Saturday. The seat was kind of filling up, so I don't want to say I overlorded the session that we was going.
You did.
But after the win, because Western Virginia men's and women's made it to the finals. That's the first time that ever really happened for them. So Western Virginia women's already won earlier. So once everybody cleared out from that, I kind of like try to mark my territory and sit down and try to get our seat. So where we sat was the CBS Sports Network team, their seats, but they didn't show up. Only one of them showed up. That's the guy I was sitting to towards the left, Dave. He's the only one that showed up.
You guys removed the tag of their names so they didn't.
No, I kept the tags there. I ain't moved nothing. So I politely set my backpack right there. I went up there to get some snacks. Came back down.
You can't explain that part on there.
No, I get to that. And so, we sat down, me and Dave sat behind, the play-by-play crew. And it was obvious, now Dave, we know the ops rules, right? About celebrating and
no cheering.
Yeah, but those rules don't apply to fans, though.
Well, apparently the play-by-play was fans because me and Dave seen at least a good, 15, 20 fist pumps, a good, 9 to 10 high fives. Like, it was really for, Marshall on this one. But the game, like Dave said, the game was pretty good. Of course, me and Dave complained about how Western Kentucky didn't want to run no offense. They only had one shooter out there and things like that. But Marshall, everything was full force. They really shot the 3-ball very, very good. But one player, John Elmore, he only scored 7 points in the first half. Came in and scored 20 points in the second half. He hitting 23, 24 feet, 3-pointers. Like, he really, got everything into it, but Marshall kind of calmed down. Also, Marshall coached, by the way, by Mr. Dan D'Antoni, who also, his brother was in attendance sitting in front row.
What did Cleveland A. Smith say?
I'm not going to say that. Let me continue on my story. But Western Kentucky was making their run, and it was down to 1, but they couldn't get the job done in the paint. As all of a sudden now, what led them to their comeback day was all the inside scoring that they was doing. They just couldn't get one more bucket, and Marshall got the win. That was their first tournament win in 31 years, and they'll now finally going to the NCAA tournament. But I mean, as far as like, okay, remember was that Big 12 American Airlines, Dave, and the dude I was sitting behind had a woman just like that. Was like, she wasn't even like screaming out words. It was just screaming.
So that's the worst thing you ever dealt with.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where the broadcast team was turning around looking at her, and they had earplugs in, and they could still hear. Like, that's how bad it was.
So that wasn't worse than the SMU chick.
Maurice.
Press box.
Maurice.
Okay, see, the difference was the fan that was sitting there. She was yelling for. She was Western Kentucky supporter, right?
Yes, sir.
She was sitting with this. Tell you how the build of the arena was. She was sitting within an earshot of the stats guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, like seriously, like she was sitting within an earshot of the stats guy. Did you see Byron's video?
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't that much space, and
no, it wasn't at all.
For the first half, she was full of it, and I don't know whether they reported her because I don't know what you do about it. You can't say I can't complain that a fan was being too loud, but. She was very noticeable, okay? Because between the dude that was a statistician and the associate producer that was to the right of Pete Gillen, yeah, they was both like, what's good here? But I don't know where she went.
You know what? I think what happened?
Home.
I think there was somebody said something or monitoring her because, she even come back that second half, bro. They might probably stopped her before them steps came through. I was like, hey, man.
I don't see how. There was no abusive language.
Not at all.
She wasn't calling anybody out in a personal manner. She did do a lot of bend your knees at the free throw line.
Yeah, calling both ways, ref, and stuff like that. But it wasn't nothing like, cursing or...
Did you see a class ring on anything like that? Like former basketball player, maybe?
No.
Former basketball player, maybe?
I don't think she was.
No.
But I'm not saying she didn't know her basketball, but it was
just a
interesting
fan. She was just a fan in general.
It was just interesting the fact that she was gone.
Yeah, gone. She
second half, and the dude, the statistician noticed it. He asked us. Yeah. She gone.
Yeah. I know. You didn't notice day where he looked back again before the second half started. He looked back and didn't see her. I saw another fist pump like that.
And he heard this with a headphone and an earplug in.
Yeah, that's loud.
In his right ear.
I'm telling you, Mook. What I got on video, that wasn't even the worst of it.
You should do like old boy did on Martin. Sit your down.
No, sir, we won't press.
Like I told you yesterday, we want to stay. We don't want to get kicked out and lose. We don't need the scissors, okay? Hendo always want me to do something so we can get kicked out of places. I don't want that. But overall, tournament was okay. But as far as the setup goes, the 2 games going on, I don't really think they got their money's worth with this because it wasn't a lot of fans in attendance at all. They didn't travel well. The only team that really benefited from this was North Texas, but they couldn't even get out first round, so it's really benefited anything from them. But like Dave had explained on the Hangouts, man, you're going to have to make it like a neutral site. Like, this team's from Kentucky, Florida.
Well, what I recommended was kind of like they do with the certain women's tournaments and even the first round of the women's NCAA tournament, is that either the highest seed of them all, which was Middle Tennessee State, they hosted, or the top 4 or 5 seeds host the first and second round, and then the semifinals and the finals, which were both on regular TV, be broadcast at a neutral site. Yeah, because, I don't know what they were anticipating in terms of, all the teams traveling for Wednesday and Thursday. But a guy we met that was there, shout out to my man Mitch Davis, he says that the Western Kentucky fans came in mass on Saturday. So, you were holding a tournament on a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at a spot, like you said, Byron, with only one school affiliated regionally.
And I think with Western Kentucky, I think they was kind of smart to that aspect because just by the drive alone, if they did leave that Wednesday for the first round, it was kind of lucky on them because both men's and women's teams made the finals. So by the time they got there that Saturday, that's when we seen, the sea of red and everything like that get there. Also with Marshall, by the way, both teams are in Kentucky, by the way, and so they both had a good game plan. They both was in the championship rounds. Once they got there, they was ready to roll because a lot of red, a lot of green out there, and there's only team that I know that travel very well, but not a lot of sales, bro.
Who was the sponsors?
Oh, Baylor Scott and White was a sponsor.
Yeah, they were on the half-court logo.
They was like on the half-court logo.
In terms of, it was a few up because they even had so each of the scoreboard screens were caddy corner on like the end of the courts.
Oh, Razor Cane's also.
Of course.
Razor Cane was a sponsor also.
It's your 6-piece. They probably was busy as hell that Saturday though because there was a lot of kids out there. Oh, and shout out to the 6 homies that was out there playing a little touch football.
One of them had on 2 gloves. Who's the official quarterback?
The all-time quarterback.
Well, had on 2 gloves, bro.
He was Teddy 2 gloves with an A&M pullover.
And then get this, it was a big truck like in the middle, where like it's like you can tour the truck and like had like some of the Cover USA stuff in it, and so the all-time quarterback was just throwing sideline to sideline. Why would you throw to the sideline where the truck is? He leading his receivers towards the truck. So instantly you just leading to a defender just knocking you the hell out, but you leading towards like full-blown metal to catch a pass.
Yeah, you think that would do?
Throwing 2 gloves.
So do you think they'll be back next year? Or will there be a basketball tournament there next year?
Basketball tournament there next year? I say yes, but it shouldn't be Conference USA.
Okay, very good. NCAA tournament thoughts? Mookie, your Michigans are a 3 seed.
Even though they have a better record than Michigan State.
And North Carolina, by the way. So we got a 10-loss team as a 2 seed. We also have a 14-loss University of Texas Longhorns in the tournament, but they have, last check, I think 5 or 6 wins against top 25 teams. So they're in.
They have a player too. That's pretty much.
Yeah, and see that's the thing.
That's why Oklahoma got.
So Oklahoma gets in, despite basically being pulled for the calendar year of 2018. But I know my man Kornheiser who probably got on PTI today and extolled the fact that it's a TV show and you want to see stars, and so Trae Young is a star. So you'll see Trae Young, you'll see Mohamed Bamba, you will see my man DeAndre Ayton of the Arizonas.
Jackson Jr.
You'll see Jackson Jr. A lot of bigs. This first round of the NBA draft upcoming, a lot of big men.
Michael Porter.
A lot of big men. And they let Michael Porter in too from a 20-12 Missouri team. And I think Missouri, man, a quality turnaround. I think they won maybe 6 games 2 years ago, 6 or 7 games 2 years ago, and now they're a 20-win. They're a 20-win team. So shout out to them. The play-in game starts tomorrow. We do get Arizona State, coached by Bobby Hurley, taking on the Syracuse, coached by Jim Boeheim. So it's going to be a lot of 1992 flashbacks.
Caesars.
Yeah, a lot of Caesar haircuts. Shout out to Derek Coleman. Here's my recommendation for the NCAA tournament. As far as the play-in games, all those mid-tier Power 5 conference teams like Arizona State and Syracuse, them should be the 8 teams that the 8 teams that comprise that. Okay. There's no need for 16s on 16s to play.
Yes.
No. Let them all the 11 seeds you see, they were the last ones to get into the tournament. I think they should play each other. Okay. And yeah, everybody's gonna bitch about a snub every year, so it is what it is. All right, switching to grown-up basketball. 30-36. My Los Angeles Lakers. Big game from Julius Randle, breakfast and lunch. Last night, and hey, look, Aldous Randle, he's performing fantastically. Okay, he is showing a game reminiscent of a 1988 power forward. Okay, but here's the problem: we're in 2018, and while that is working now, I think what the Lakers want to do, and Luke Walton wants to do, is to emulate a lot of what Golden State does. A lot of positionless basketball. Everybody needs to be able to dribble and drive. And as much as I love Randall's bully ball on the block, as far as value going forward, I'm not really for sure about that. anytime he faces the rim, any sort of game outside of 10 feet, it is slim pickings. Okay, so you know, in going forward, he needs to look at my man KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, maybe sign a 1-year deal to bet on himself, because Maverick fans know about this. We have a restricted free agent in our midst, and you know, there's a qualifying offer potentially on the table. I think Julius Randle's option is for $12.2 million next year. I'm sure he's going to be looking for a whole lot more than that. I'm not for sure if I want that to happen, though.
I was going to ask you that. I know Ingram is out, you know, still nursing his injuries. He's averaging like a career high 16 points a game.
Yep.
And you seen with Randle putting up 36 and like 14, you know, yesterday. And as far as like how the offense is going, you know, Ball just came back from injury. He's playing well and shooting well. Your Lakers are 11-5 in the last few games. You know, with Julius Randle taking on this role as leadership role, I know he's picking up a lot of scoring. And with his option coming up and the style of play that Luke Walton has on a 10-point scale, how much do you want him to stay on this team?
None, right?
6. But he has to, I'm telling you, he got to take a 1 year. Because, look, he may be part of the exodus that allows for 2 max free agents to come in here. Okay? You know, Brook Lopez, the aforementioned Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Isaiah Thomas also. So a lot is hinging on turn it over right now. Turn it over right now. Turn it over right now. I'm not focusing on that. Okay. So I just think he got to look at the Nerlens Noel situation, and I'm not saying that he has to take, you know, a major pay cut, but 1 year for 18, I think he should play under that. The same with Isaiah. You see the Lou Williams deal? Mm-hmm. Was that 3 for 24?
3 for 24, yeah.
You better see that, bro. Because I have no inkling to want to give you, if I'm Magic, if I'm Rob Pelinka, I no need to give you double-digit millions of dollars. I just don't, okay? You can't pay him and Randall $15 million apiece, okay? You go, and if you let Kentavious Caldwell-Pope walk, then you're going to need another shooting guard. Mm-hmm. Then we're not having this Lonzo and Isaiah Thomas backcourt. Hell no. I'm even skeptical about, you know, Kuzma playing the 2. Okay? But if you get LeBron in here, or if you get Paul George in here, you may not have a choice. You may have Alonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma backcourt. So they looked great last night against Cleveland. They've looked, like I said, they've looked great in the entire calendar year of 2018. I see some new rival kids in my vision now. In the name of the Denver Nuggets. Okay? Now listen, my squad got the light and brights, okay? You and that Gary Harris? Nah, bro. I'm talking about you, Jamal Murray. All that extra. Now Lonzo has spoken. They got to see you now. And you got to see them now. So it should be a fun time tomorrow in LA as the Nuggets come to town. And I expect to see retaliation. I really do. Well,
they got the other big guy too playing the big.
Look, Jokic?
Yeah.
Yo, man, hey, they locked his ass up nice and early because, boy, oh, boy. That's what you need. That is the center of the future right there, okay?
Killed him.
Yeah, Mr. Jokic.
LeBron probably had to play the game right. That pass.
He was tricking, bro. He was trolling, bro.
Yeah.
That was high-level trolling. Okay, so we got about 30 seconds to go. Real quick. Yes or no? Curry ankle worrisome?
No.
Chris, yes. Curry ankle worrisome?
Yes.
All right, I side with Chris as well. Let's take a break.
You got to run Chris Paul now.
When we return, history time, sports, movies, video games,
and this question.
Humanoids, and a video game question from our resident expert as well. Mo Sports Talk on theafterparty.com.
LeBron training